The weather impact for Thursday begins with brutal cold, but it does not end there. Tonight, we're tracking another chance for snow. No problems out there right now, but tomorrow, get ready for possible slick spots. Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock. Angela's tracking it all for us tonight. And Angela, I guess in terms of tomorrow, layers are going to be really critical.
Layers are going to be important. You'll need the heavy coat, the hat, the gloves, the scarf, wind chills that will be at 0, if not below, first thing tomorrow morning.
All right.
Temperatures right now already dropping into the teens and 20s. We are getting a break from the snow falling. However, the lake effect snow, it's heavy at times across northern Indiana into the western sections of Michigan. Locally, radar is clear for now, but we are tracking another weather system for tomorrow afternoon, evening that will bring us another snow chance. Mentioned those temperatures in the teens and 20s. It is cold out there now. Temperatures early tomorrow morning 10 to 15. Here comes that another burst of snow late afternoon, early evening. We'll slow down this timeline and talk wind chills in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Angela. So since we've got those sub-zero wind chills arriving, make sure you've got our WTHR weather app on your phone. That way you can track the current conditions. You can utilize our interactive radar and read our weather blog. It's a free download and you can get it in the App Store. Southbound lanes of I-69 just reopened after a crash on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Tonight, we're told this involves some kind of police activity. So I want to show you right now some video showing the wreck. This was around 9:30 tonight near 82nd Street. Look at that white circle there in the middle of your screen. You can see a vehicle go off the road as another car swerves back toward traffic. Right now, it is unclear if anyone was injured in the crash. When we do get more information, we'll be updating you both here and on WTHR.com. Tonight, INDOT is working on plans to improve a busy corridor in Hamilton County. The State Road 37 improvement project is going to run from Greenfield Avenue to State Road 32 and 38 in Noblesville. Our Logan Gay just got back from an open house where Hoosiers could learn about the project and give feedback. So, Logan, what did they tell you?
Well, Scott, tonight's meeting was just the first step for this project. It's a partnership between INDOT and the city of Noblesville. And tonight, area leaders wanted to hear straight from neighbors about what they want to see in the design.
The State Road 37 corridor is very busy during the daytime. INDOT says it sees an average of 30 to 35,000 vehicles a day. Drivers in Noblesville have developed their own ways of dealing with it.
We learn to gauge when we drive on 37, not during rush hour. We avoid that, morning and evening time. We avoid that just because we can get around so much easier. But there's always a lot of traffic.
According to INDOT, State Road 37 has a higher crash frequency than similar corridors throughout the state. In fact, there's been nearly 400 crashes in the area between 2016 and 2019. This is why INDOT and the city of Noblesville are focusing on improving the corridor before it gets worse.
There are mobility issues with the level of service at the intersections. We're seeing a lot of crashes. We're also seeing a lack of pedestrian connectivity and a big need for it.
They laid it all out during the State Road 37 Improvement Project information meeting. This is phase 1, and Jennifer Beck says this is the best time to get everyone's input. Mel Carpenter says he's encouraged to hear that a lot of people involved in the project are from Hamilton County, and he's eager to get started.
The thing that will make it better will get it done sooner because the traffic is it's not getting any better, it's getting worse, and there's more and more businesses being built all the time. It's a wonderful growing community.
Umar Khan is a business owner. His family founded the Weston Schools. He says a lot of their parents use 37 and wants to see how the work will impact them and his business.
If we can minimize the time it takes to do the construction, that's one factor. The other factor is what kind of construction, and is it going to be a better way for people to get in to our businesses, or is it going to leave our businesses in an area that is not easily accessible, because that in and of itself can be a big detriment to the business.
But he says he's excited to know traffic can improve in the area.
Because it's really about a public-private partnership, right? And making sure that it's a good, impactful project for the entire community.
And they want to be a part of that.
So right now, there's no specific timeline for construction. There are plans for more of these meetings with stakeholders in Noblesville next year. If you want to share your input with INDOT or the city, just head to WTHR.com. Leaders are asking for feedback through January 10th.
All right, Logan, that's a story we'll continue to follow. In just 1 week, Joseph Corcoran is scheduled to die by lethal injection. The first man set to be executed by our state since 2009. And now his attorneys have filed a stay of execution in federal court, all in an effort to save their client. His attorneys say that Corcoran is mentally ill, unable to understand the severity of his crimes. Corcoran killed 4 men in Fort Wayne back in 1997, including his brother and future brother-in-law. Now, over the last 15 years, the Department of Correction could not get the drugs needed for lethal injection. That all changed in June. So today we talked with an Indianapolis-based attorney who has represented more than 30 defendants in death penalty cases.
I'm personally very demoralized. I didn't know whether we would ever have another execution or not, quite frankly. But the fact we are, I spent my whole career going on 40 years this coming June, basically fighting the death penalty, believing it's wrong.
Now, after Corcoran is executed, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita will request an execution date for Benjamin Ritchie. Ritchie shot and killed Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney back in 2000. Now, Corcoran's execution date is sparking a death penalty debate across our state. In fact, tomorrow we're expecting dozens of people out at the Indiana State House. They'll be gathering at 2 o'clock to sign a letter calling on Governor Eric Holcomb to stop executions. An Indianapolis man was just sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for a murder in Bartholomew County. Back in April of 2023, someone called 911 to report Anthony Carter had killed his girlfriend. Carter was charged with murder. A jury found him guilty back in October. Investigators say that Carter confessed to killing Ashley Neville before hiding her body in her house. Now, we did talk to Neville's mom tonight. She didn't want to do an interview with us, but she told us her daughter was so loved and is missed by many people. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the mounting evidence in the shooting of United Healthcare's CEO. Brian Thompson was gunned down 1 week ago in New York City. 5 days later, police arrested Luigi Mangione in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He's facing charges tonight in both Pennsylvania and in New York. Tonight, leaders with NYPD are saying that they've got multiple links between the suspect and the Manhattan crime scene, including a gun seized from Mangione in Pennsylvania.
We were able to match that gun to the 3 shell casings that we found in Midtown at the scene of the homicide. We were also able at our crime lab to match the person of interest's fingerprints with fingerprints that we found on both the water bottle and the Kind bar near the scene of the homicide in Midtown.
Police tonight say investigators found the water and protein bars after Mangione threw them away. Prosecutors in New York tonight are working to extradite Mangione. His defense attorneys have 2 weeks to file that challenge. For now, he's in custody in Pennsylvania. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Tonight, the Indiana State Fire Marshal is ruling the cause of a fire that killed 6 kids in South Bend as undetermined. This investigation lasted nearly a year, involved multiple agencies and thousands of hours. The fire marshal says there is no evidence of arson. An Indiana woman was just sentenced for a federal hate crime against an IU student. 57-year-old Billy Davis pleaded guilty to stabbing the student on a city bus. Davis told police she attacked the 18-year-old because of her race. As part of the plea deal, Davis was sentenced to 6 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Right now, 3 people are recovering after a chase involving state police that ended in a crash. Troopers believe the car was stolen. All of it unfolding around 3 o'clock this morning. The car crashed into another car near 21st and Shadeland. Troopers tell us 2 people are now under arrest. The suspects and the driver of the other car were all taken to the hospital. Changes to the high school diploma requirements in Indiana pass another hurdle. The State Board of Education voted unanimously to approve them. Students will need 42 credits to graduate instead of 40, but they'll be able to earn readiness seals that focus on a student's specific interest. Up next, the changes need approval from the Indiana Attorney General and finally the governor. If approved, the changes take effect in 2028. We take a deeper dive into what all this would mean for students and families right now on WTHR.com and on our 13 News app.